Hello YouTube, Uncle John here, and we are back in Breath of the Wild, and we are at the Great Plateau Tower, and going down into Hyrule Field, and going to the location that we were told to find more about the about Majora's Mask. And there's a little journal about here. But before we get the journal, we do pick up a rusty shield because we have very few shields. And sometimes having any shield is better than not having a shield. And actually, I originally thought that that chest was going to be Majora's Mask because I did not really remember everything about this, but it's just some amber. The good news is that I'm actually nearly caught up on this backlog. Okay, I hid 8 pieces priceless relics that I stole. Okay, the ancient mask lies at ruins where soldiers gathered. From there, the water of Lake Colombo. Okay. So, I went through these faster than I can read them aloud. Misko's journal gives the location of the ancient mask, but it does not actually update the map with it, but we can zoom in and see where the actual location is, which it's down here in that location, and we go ahead and just set a pin there. And then we just go for our pin. We pick up that rusty shield as well. If we have rusty shields still on us when we get to the Elden region again, we can recycle them with the rock octoroks. We might go ahead and do that. Some extra arrows, always useful to have. taking advantage of the rain to use the lightning wand to quickly dispatch those moblins. Now we are nearly to our pin, and we get attacked by a Yiga Blade Master.
It is my pleasure.
And I forget that in the rain, bomb arrows don't bomb. And the lightning takes him out. And now we take the Octorok out as well. Not entirely terrible loot for it. And then we use the bananas to find our loot pile. Recover a bomb arrow. And another bomb arrow. But I don't think we got the wind cutter. We are going to kill the bird, because as I may have mentioned, boomerangs are really nice for hunting. And so we get a drumstick out of it. And now we are in the Colombo Garrison Ruins. And Majora's Mask. So we can use Majora's Mask to avoid fights, because it'll make monsters think that we are who they are. And now we are on our way back to Tarrey Town to go ahead and collect, well, not collect anything, but to continue on this quest line. So, even though we have been pushing to complete Tarrey Town, I did not finish that in this recording session. We can't afford the Desert Vos Balder. But looking at the price on that does explain the next thing that I do. So you found someone from the Gerudo. Thank you. She was able to perfectly patch every last hole in my work clothes before I could blink. She's pretty, amazing. And since her name is Ronson, I have no objections. I hear she's decided to continue putting her skills to use by opening a clothing store. Well, next is, so before more people can move here, we need more homes for them to live in. So can you bring me 30 wood? So, 30 more wood. We've got it. Wow, you're a lifesaver. Well, next is, it's finally starting to look like a town around here, which is exactly why we need to set up some distribution. I'd like to get a general store up and running, but there's no one with the connections to go about running it. Do you think you could find someone who knows about distribution and can run a general store? Oh, that's a good thought. Rito can fly around, so they should be able to get supplies easy. Good luck. Oh, and one last wrinkle. Yeah, in accordance with official Bolson construction policy, that someone's name has to end in son. If you run into anyone that fits what I've said, send them here. So, we look at our supplies, and we see that we've got a little bit of meat, and we go ahead and we make a 5-piece meat skewer. With our raw prime meat, which is too high of quality meat for us to really use, but it is great for selling. And we have several pieces of gourmet meat, so we come up with another plan. So we're going to sell that meat skewer to Ronson. As well as all of our roasted bird thighs and roasted whole birds from our little jaunt to Eldon. And then there is a person who will give us a lot of money for gourmet meat. So we're going to go and meet up with him. So this shrine is actually closest to where we want to go. And once I'm done recording tonight, I'm going to start post-processing for the videos. Okay, and we go ahead and take those out. That was hairier than I expected. You did pretty good. Much as it galls me to thank you for saving us, that is what happened. So we get a sneaky mushroom skewer out of it. Think highly of Mina is safe. I knew it was going to be... Okay. Apparently I didn't care enough to actually read those aloud when I was recording this originally, and my voiceover didn't record. That is roughly where we want to go, so we have set a pin so that we can actually keep track of our path better. The Colosseum is not somewhere that we really want to go at this stage of our advancement. And eyeballs are not nearly as useful in Breath of the Wild as they are in Tears of the Kingdom. Well, yet another fight with stall moblins. And we go ahead and we knock out the body and the head in one blow there. Okay, so there is the shrine that we are going to. And that is the Rota Ooh Shrine. And it is by the outskirts stables, so... The NPC that we want to talk to is actually at the outskirts stable. I am certainly not speedrunner accurate on knowing places on the maps. I just had an approximate location before. But I remembered it was near that particular crossroads. And another dude to rescue. And beat him to death with his own weapon, because it's funnier that way. It blows my mind that anyone bothered to save a sad sack like me. There I go. Okay, I ran through this too fast. and shattered our bow. Just in time to collect his bow. And a few more rupees. But now we need to get back to the shrine, since we did, have a spot of bother with those guys. Okay, so we have a little bit of trouble with this one, but actually not too bad. So we get a slight speed boost and a huge decrease in how much stamina a sprint and swim takes for us with the Zord gear. So we're going to put on the Zord gear since we could be in the drink quite a bit in here. And I have a little bit of trouble getting Cryonis where it will actually work. But that is how we get the ball into that. Then we get the ball into the little hole it needs to go into, which activates the thumper. So we scout this out to get a lay of what's going on. Now we cannot swim out there with the thing in that position. We can swim out this side. So we need a small key to open that door. And to get there, we're going to need to play smarter, not harder. So we determined that we are actually going to need to use the thing that we used to get the ball across to get ourselves across too. So now we're above, and we can use that to get over to the treasure chest. And we get a small key. Small key's going to let us through this door. This is actually quite a challenge, but being able to get through the door makes it where we can get to the treasure chest eventually. So what we wind up having to do well, the bomb won't stay up there. Okay, so I do try for a little while to make that work, and eventually I just give up and decide to do something a little different. And this may be possible if you're better than me, but for me it just wasn't. I don't think I'm going to get the last video recorded tonight. So we get over here, we get the feathered edge, but we don't have room for it, and it's not better than our other weapons, so we just leave it. And the first time that we actually manage the trick that we need to do, we still derp getting over there. So we have to do it again. But this time we do manage it. And that gets us our spirit orb, but we are out of time now. So in the name of your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. In the name of the goddess highly, I bestow upon you the spirit orb.